So few toughest lessons for me in my journey. Because of the smaller region, we could in a we were in a position to get connected to our customers on a personal side as well. How do you actually adapt? How do you first shift the mindset? How do you motivate and inspire your team to move, and then the whole organization to move towards a new direction?
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. By Mr. Kaushal Mehta. He is an accomplished managing director with over 24 years of experience in the construction materials industry, and he has played a pivotal role in scaling B2C operations and establishing HomeSure as a leading consumer brand, driving the group's revenue to 1,862 crores in 2024. He is a visionary leader and he is known for his ability to anticipate industry trends and his passion for fostering growth and nurturing future leaders. And his commitment to personal development is reflected in his avid reading and pursuit of advanced business education. And today we are going to delve into an interesting topic about building success, leadership and innovation in construction with Kaushal Mehta. But before we get into our topic, here's an exciting twist as always. Let us tickle our guest's brain. So Kaushal, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. If you're ready, let's get started.
Yes, already.
I love this spirit. And here comes my first word, curiosity.
Curiosity is the driving force to learn more.
Invention.
Invention, the phase of innovation today.
Wow. Future.
Future is growth.
Book.
Book. The book is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Oh, wow. Leadership.
Leadership is freedom.
Role model.
Role model for me is Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Wow. And then success.
Success for me is an excitement of adding value to the society by giving back to the society.
Wow. Resilience.
Resilience is Joanne Rowling, the author of Harry Potter.
Yeah. In fact, she was rejected by multiple authors and still she was able to hit that particular bestseller. And in fact, it's a all-time best movie series as well. Yeah, I love that. And then innovation.
Innovation is a continuous improvement process.
And then vision.
Vision, clarity of where you want to go.
Okay. Legacy.
Legacy. One word for legacy comes to me is Tata. And also something that I would add to legacy is something that you give it back to society by way of creating something for the next generations to come.
Love it, Kaushal. I think, yeah, we have to create a legacy by giving something, okay, which the future generation can be proud of. Amazing thought process there. And here comes the last word, growth.
Growth is life.
Superb. All right, so thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively, and you heard it right. I said first because there is one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode, so stay tuned. And Kaushal, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. How are you doing today?
Absolutely fine. First is thank you so much, Naveen, for having me with you in this discussion.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine, and let's get the ball rolling. When I came across your profile, I couldn't wait to get into this conversation because you have demonstrated exemplary leadership skills, and especially the kind of books that you have read and the nuances, right? Those are the things which I want to extract from you so that our audience can get most out of your wisdom. And let's begin with your success mantra, Kaushal. So please talk to us about the top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far?
Okay, so when we talk about my success journey, it's been 24 years in my complete journey. The top of the mind, the three important things that is an important and a critical role in my journey. First, I would give that complete credit to my own self, where I have really been very passionate about doing things. Initial days, my own self, I had that kind of a not giving up attitude, learning more and doing things rather my own self first, so that I get that learning and then probably I share it with either my team, my organization, my friends, my colleagues around, anybody. Till the time you don't gain that experience, probably, it doesn't add value. So first is something, I would give that credit to my own self,
Right.
where really worked hard to go on the ground, understand, fail a number of times and learn from my failures on what next to do and how better I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
In this journey, the second thing that comes to me, Naveen, is a tremendous support from my family. In my initial days, if I recollect, I have been tremendously traveling. I used to travel a lot, and when I say a lot, it was almost 17 to 18 working days in a month.
Wow.
And this travel was almost for 5 to 6 years. So I would acknowledge through your forum here today, express my gratitude to my family for supporting. The most important role to be played by someone is the family when you talk about success. You can never be successful without a tremendous support from the family. Your parents, your wife, your children, anybody has friends there. So that is something which has added to my success. Otherwise, I am on the field and the family is unhappy, not supportive to you towards your building of the growth story. You don't get excited of doing anything for even your own self. So yeah, the credit goes to my family there. Third important thing that immediately comes to me is I would also express my gratitude in my successful journey to my organization. See, I was resilient, I was passionate about doing things. I used to do it my own self, I used to share that learnings, but I got these opportunities from my organization.
Mm-hmm.
I was, through my organization, thrown to multiple challenges. Now that's where, because of my personality, my attitude of accepting those challenges, going that out of the way, going that extra mile to prove first my own self, and then, going back to the organization with that success story of doing it. Or going back to the organization with those learnings through the failures and doing it the better next time. So if you talk about my success journey, probably I would say these are the three things that immediately comes to my mind.
Yeah. So first of all, I need to congratulate you because you are one of the very few people who acknowledge the support of family and friends. Because we get carried away by our success, and I am glad that you mentioned about the support of family, and I urge all the audiences who are listening to this episode or watching this episode, please acknowledge the fact that without our family support, we will not be able to achieve even a single thing. And just express yourselves, express your gratitude for their support and make them listen to this one. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Kaushal. With that,
Thank you.
Yeah, with that, let's move forward. And 24 years in the industry, and especially in the leadership roles, and now scaled up the ladder as a managing director, it's not an easy thing. So I'd like to understand the toughest lessons that you have learned in your leadership journey.
There are millions of lessons that I have learned. Now, how do I bring it up to you on what are those toughest lessons? So few toughest lessons for me in my journey, which now I really experience on shifting and learning from that. The first thing is during my initial days of my growth, when I was in that learning phase, uh, I used to procrastinate. I used to push my important decisions. Now, for whatever reason, it may be the question on the capabilities, the efficiency, the risk-taking ability, the the fear of failure. Don't generally take those decisions. Sometimes, at a leadership role, you have to now take decisions which are not so popular. You have to look at the organization first and then take some harsh decisions. It may be for a plant, a manufacturing unit, a product, a service, or your own people. But keeping the organization as a focus, it is very, very important to take these tough decisions. This is one of my most important learning in my last 24 years. Good that I figured taking decisions in the initial years, which helped me to take the best of the decisions today in this leadership role. With this, also, Naveen, when I look at the decisions that I made, it was also on how do I actually build the organization. When I was actually given the complete charge of the organization, the first thing that I thought was creating a strong leadership team around me. I was very clear in my mind that I have a few set of skill sets. Yeah? And just with that, I will not be in a position to build the organization that I want. I would need people who complement those other skill sets that I am not master on. So I got the masters in specific regions with their expertise, their experience, and then adding on to my team and helping this organization to be where we are today. That is something I also learned in my initial days. Initial days, generally, any entrepreneur would be in that phase of, you call it an insecurity, you call it a fear, in whichever sense we look at. But the best thing is, how can you learn from your team and how can you give your learnings to the team? It's a give and take process here. You need to have the right team in place and help the organization grow. The focus has to be just the organization.
Yeah. So I could see certain aspects. One is learning continuously and sharing, and also trying to identify what to do next in terms of how do I go to that next level, right? These are the things which I observed in you, and at the same time taking those challenges positively, right? Awesome. All right, so I'll move to the next one. This is more on the entrepreneurship side and the leadership side in terms of if at all a company has to sustain for a long time, right? We have to be innovating continuously and all. And what we have observed is you have been at the forefront of introducing these new product categories in the construction materials industry. So I'm curious, like, how do you identify and act on these emerging trends before they become the mainstream? Like you have become a pioneer, right?
See, for any organization, most important thing, Naveen, is that you need to be an integral part of the industry that you are in.
Yeah.
When you are a part of the industry, you need to be continuously connected to your customers. In our case, for example, during the building of the brand HomeSure, the whole team, including me, we were on the ground, visiting multiple construction sites, connecting to the actual applicators, the developers, our own distribution network. And that's where we used to understand what are those pain areas that our customers are going through. What are the next level of products that can be added or we think will add value in the overall process of the construction. With those thoughts, with those ideas, we used to come back to our R&D center, and that's where the R&D team also used to work on and successfully add either new products, develop new products, or they used to add new features which solve the problem or solve the pain areas of our customers that has been identified. So till the time you are not connected you are not an integral part of the industry you are actually in, you will not get these learnings. We all say that the best learnings happens with the customers. When you are with the customers, those are the absolute teachers for you. So that's point number one. Second, which has also helped us developing new products where we get into kind of an innovation, is also the thought of building a sustainable environment around us. Yeah. As a part of the industry, it is also very important as a brand HomeSure for us that we get into a set of product line, creating those product lines which are more greener and more sustainable in nature. That's where our R&D center, yeah, they continuously work on these products, on how can they become more greener, add value to the environment. And yes, we all, get that sense of satisfaction of doing something better for the society, for the industry. So that's probably the key areas which I would say help us in adding new products, adding features to the new products, or innovating new products for the industry.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing what I observed here out of this response is putting customer at the center and serving their needs, anticipating that, and second one is being environmental conscious. I think that is also one of the most important factors, right? Following these ESG initiatives and implementing them, that is going to become a mainstream, and you guys are at the forefront of it, which is really appreciable. And with that, let's move forward. And your brand, this HomeSure, has become a prominent consumer brand under your leadership. So what were the key challenges you faced in scaling up this B2C operations, and how did you overcome them?
See, for any brand, as I said, we are not in the era of invention. We are in the era of innovations. So when you are in the process of building or establishing a brand, there is somebody in that segment already who is existing. So there, when I got into in the building of the brand HomeSure, there were biggies already in the industry, the giants of the industry, where I very clearly and understood that which are those regions where I will get an entry to, because I was really finding it difficult to position my product line, position my brand. I would not get that placement at the counters, at the customer point. Yeah. But at the same time, I realized that in our country, the best thing that happened is the tier 2, tier 3 cities were also getting developed.
Right.
They were moving from those villages to getting into tier 2, tier 3 cities and to the larger towns.
Right.
We started focusing on those regions and started the placements of our products, our brand HomeSure, in those regions.
Yeah.
Now, when this happened, because of the smaller region, we could, we were in a position to get connected to our customers on a personal side as well. The personal relationship that was built with the customers, I would say it's been a long journey. Those customers are still associated with us. Decades together, for the last 2 decades, the customers are still there with us. Why? Because of that personal connect that we have. They are no more my customers, they are a part of our family today. That's where the actual learnings happen. We get a lot of thoughts, lot of ideas from them. They do not stop themselves from sharing new ideas on what is to be done, on sharing their pain areas, which at the same time helped us adding new products to the basket to serve the same customers and helping them to grow in their business. For example, initially we were in just one single product, which was wall putty. We kept on adding product, like we are into tile adhesives today, we are into gypsum plasters and gypsum boards today, we are into paints today, we are into acrylic and cementitious textures today, we are in ready-mix plasters, pre-mix plasters, block jointing mortars. We have a complete range of the products, which helped our customer to establish our brand at their retailer touch points and to help them grow their business with us as well. Most important thing in this journey that also happened was the establishment and the focus on the R&D, which helped us continuously adding products and the consistent quality that really was the focus to our customers.
Yeah. So Kaushal, time and again, I'm hearing a lot about customers in this conversation. So, which actually talks a lot about customer centricity is at the forefront before really focusing on anything else, right? So, probably that is one of the key success factors for your business. And me being a Six Sigma guy, whenever I come across these customer centric conversations and all, that makes me so happy actually. And I'm glad you guys are doing very well in that aspect. And Kaushal, you are also passionate about creating more leaders on your path to success, right? You believe in the concept of growing more leaders than followers, right? So what strategies do you use to identify and nurture leadership potential within your team, especially the young talent?
See, one thing, as a leader my own self, there are few traits that I look at when I was building my own leadership team, or probably I look at them, my leaders now building their leadership team. The most important thing that I look at is the entrepreneurial spirit that my leadership has today. With the entrepreneurial spirit, what comes in is the risk-taking ability. With that same thing, you start looking at things very differently. You start challenging the status quo. Because till the time you do not possess the ability of taking a calculated risk, you will never be in a position to take those tough decisions and move forward. That's where the leadership role actually has to play that integral part in helping the whole team and the organization move forward. It comes with a lot of responsibility. This role is not just building leaders. With leadership, what comes in is a sense of responsibility that on your one single decision, the whole organization is going to move either forward or backward. So you need to have that sense of taking that calculated risk continuously. You need to have that sense of understanding on what is going to happen in the future. How do you adapt yourself very fast to the changing environment outside? Change is the only constant, right?
Yeah.
Now at leadership role, if you're not in a position to look at those changes, look at the external environment, the way it is moving, how do you actually adapt? How do you first shift the mindset? How do you motivate and inspire your team to move, and then the organization to move towards a new direction? So that's where I look at these different traits of leadership. One important thing that fortunately in the process has happened in our organization is we have built a very, very strong culture of freedom. I have always, as a leader, enjoyed the freedom in my organization, and that is what I have as a culture passed it on to my leadership team. My leadership team is absolutely enjoying that freedom because they all come with a large set of experience and expertise. How do you make the best use of their experience or their expertise if they do not have that freedom to use it the right way? The actual creativity, the actual challenge that they need to accept and go all that extra mile, go all out, is only when everybody will have that sense of openness and that freedom. So that is a very integral part as a culture that we have built. That is something, has percolated down and is going to be always in building the new leadership pipeline.
Yeah.
Because if I talk about building an organization that is going to live for the next 100 years from now, I talk about sustainability. It's not sustainability just for the products or the services. I am here to build a sustainable organization. I, as a leader, am temporary here. My leadership team is temporary here. but the culture of building and creating those leaders and giving that thought process and giving that larger vision of the organization, is something as a culture which is the strongest foundation that we have built. And that's how, we will be in a position to step by step, brick by brick, build an organization that will live for the next 100 years and is sustainable.
Got it. And again, one more point that caught my attention is encouraging the culture of risk taking, right? And these days I was listening to one of the podcasts, and wherein one of the prominent entrepreneur, like, who has built a $5 billion business in the span of 5 years, and it is all about driving innovation. And the way they are encouraging the culture of innovation is by encouraging employees to take that particular risk, okay, wherein if your idea fails, that is fine, but you come up with something different, right? And out of which fortunately those guys were able to make a lot of great ideas and implement them. And likewise, I could see similar pattern in your organization and your leadership.
Absolutely. I mean, see, I second the thought of the entrepreneur as well, because that's what even I mean by freedom. If you do not give that freedom to the leaders to fail, how do you innovate? How do you take that calculated risk? Not everything you do is going to hit the bullseye, right?
Right.
But it's absolutely fine. That's what the freedom all talks about. That's what the empowerment as a leader talks about.
Yeah, absolutely. Concur with you, and thank you for sharing those amazing insights. And with that, let's move forward and talk about the strategy part. Like in your case, you guys have achieved double-digit growth and driving revenues to a whopping 1,862 crores, right? Again, it is not a small feat at all. So what critical decisions or strategies played a key role in this massive success?
Naveen, in the initial discussion as well, when I said that we were connected, with our customers, we were a part of the industry. That's where, I learned the cycle of my product lines. What is the life cycle of the product lines? I knew very clearly that this product, which is starting from one small region, is going to get spread across the country. That's where, before anybody as a competition could understand this, we started spreading our wings and started investing on multiple locations for multiple manufacturing units. If you look at the history today, we have 25 manufacturing units spread across in 6 different states. We have manufacturing units in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Tamil Nadu. So by this, we were in a position to serve our customers across the country with the lowest logistics cost and with the lowest material cost. When you absolutely understand the need of the customer, that's where you start strategizing on how do you serve your customers the right way. So I would say one is that which has helped us in this growth. Second, as I already mentioned, we kept on adding products to the customers in the industry. The only thing that was taken care of, I was never okay to shift my focus from my current customer. I kept on adding products, serve same customer, increasing just the basket of products. So that's where I grew with me, my customers also.
Yeah.
We were also maybe not confined to just spreading our wings in the domestic market. We could sense and we could see that these products can also be established by exporting to multiple other regions globally. And that's where we started working in the international market. And fortunately, with the efforts of my team, God willing, we are spread across in 15 countries today where we export. We are one of the largest exporters in the product line that we are. And we have been continuously serving our customers. With this, I would also want to mention that when I talk about investments, first you kept on adding products. Second, you have a spread of manufacturing units. The most important thing now which was required was investment on the R&D center and investment on the laboratories at all these 25 manufacturing units.
Right.
This, we were in a position to produce a consistent quality product where we gained the trust and the confidence of our customers, where the customers were ready to support us. They, for our organization, for our brand HomeSure, they went all out to support and help us to reach where we are today. I guess these are few factors which, according to me, has helped in continuously giving that double-digit growth. One, investment on the manufacturing units, investment on the R&D center, investment on the laboratories, investment on scaling the business, taking it to the international waters. You will have to look at multiple areas. Yeah, it is not just product, not just the manufacturing unit, and not just the customer. You need to look at the complete chain, which will help you get that consistent growth as well.
Yeah. All right. That's an amazing growth story. And again, I think being customer centric and also focusing on the R&D part, anticipating the industry trends and trying to catch up with them and staying ahead of the game. So those are some great powerful nuggets. And with that, let's move to my next question, which is on the books. So are there any books or any person who has influenced your approach to leadership and entrepreneurship?
See, I am a regular reader. I continuously read, I continuously watch videos that help me learn or gain knowledge on different subjects. But I would very honestly want to put it down to you that a single book or a single personality has never influenced me. But there are multiple books and personalities who have always inspired me. I am not confined to reading just one genre of books. I read anything. What is important for me is to continuously learn, gain that knowledge, and get inspired. What is for me as a motivation? Yeah.
Right.
Any motivation which is just external is temporary. That has to be something which is internal. And books probably is the best thing that has helped me. I would not say all the books. The last book, it is in the top of my mind, which really inspired me, is the book which says Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. That is the last book that I read, and I was really blown with Mr. Goggins, who's so resilient and gone that extra mile to achieve his vision. So great inspiring book.
Yeah. Surely I will add it to my reading list. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, of course. And with that, Naveen, you also asked me on which are those personalities that influence.
Yeah.
I look at to multiple people. Yeah, I look at to Mr. Steve Jobs, who's created one of the world's finest organization. I look at to Mr. Ratan Tata, who's helped Group Tata to move from a level where it was and where it is today. We all are so proud of creating that kind of legacy, creating an organization, helping the whole country to get connected, and also at the same time with an attitude of giving it back to the society. It's a complete blend of my thought process. That is something I really look at. That's super for me.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing those. And definitely Steve Jobs and Ratan Tata are the ones who have set the bar so high in their own respective domains. One for innovation, another one for leadership, and also humility, right apart from the business part. Okay, this is great. Okay, so Kaushal, this is more like a entrepreneurship masterclass for me, because I'm seeing a lot of insights which will be amazingly helpful to our community and our audience, and this has been incredible conversation so far, but it's time for us to add some more spice and some more excitement to the episode. If you are ready, I'm going to kick off the second rapid fire round with a set of intriguing questions. Okay, so I'll take that silence as yes and we'll move forward. And
yes.
I'm not going to put you on spot, so that is assured from my side. It is just to get to know the other side of you. And here comes my first question. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
It will say growth is life and life is growth.
Wow. Growth is life and life is growth. Okay. And describe yourself in just one word.
Oh, it is difficult to describe a strong personality like in one word. Okay, so I am someone who will never give up.
Okay, so kind of resilient.
You may call it resilient, but something I'll not give up so easily. It's difficult.
Super. Inspiring. And let's move to the next one. What is your favorite business book?
I don't have a favorite business book, but something that really inspired is the last book that I read, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Yeah. So for the in the interest of audience, we are going to publish the book details in the show notes. So definitely give it a try. Okay, and here comes the next question from my side. One word that describes your leadership style.
I would say freedom.
Awesome. And a brand that you admire outside your industry, other than Apple and Tata.
Yeah, you are putting me in a fix now.
Yeah.
So very honestly, Tata is a brand that since my childhood I've always been looking at.
Right.
That brand something which really inspires me, and it's a complete bouquet for me as a personality, that who I am. You know, someone connected to the society, someone connected to the organization, talking about leadership, creating those leadership pipelines. That's a complete blend for me.
Absolutely concur with you, and that actually reminds me of my childhood days when my elder sister used to tell about Tata, saying that they are the ones who manufacture all pins to airplanes. Right, you find everything in their manufacturing, in their product line and all. Yeah, that's so inspiring.
Yes.
And a leader who inspires you.
So I look at multiple people, as I said, Steve Jobs, as I said, Mr. Tata. In the recent times, I also look at Mr. Mukesh Ambani. See, somebody who's taken the business from his father and then with those challenges, building it to the level that Reliance today is, something that is amazing, truly amazing.
Agreed. Okay, here comes the next bullet. The most challenging decision you have made recently.
So I won't talk about one decision, but generally, if there is something that as a decision that I have to make, it is always challenging. Otherwise, I don't take a decision.
Right. Okay. Got it. And that is so powerful.
And if you honestly ask me, see, the toughest decision for me is becoming an entrepreneur.
Good one. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire round. One thing you can't start your day without.
That is by default exercising.
Oh wow.
That is something that I needed by default to get ready for the whole day and keep me energized. That is something I would really want the audience also to think about, because when we talk about the leadership role, the first thing that everybody expects is the energy that comes from you.
Yeah.
So for that, I need to get that energy from somewhere, and exercising early morning is something that I get my energy, that my time for me is that early morning exercising.
Yeah. I second that, Kaushal. In fact, even I have been exercising for the last 25 years. And even today, no matter how busy, or even if I wake up at 3 o'clock, I make sure that I work out for at least 10 to 15 minutes, because that sets the tone for the rest of the day. In case if you miss that, right, it is going to keep bothering me a lot. And as you said, it
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Amazing. And I love the second rapid fire round, all the witty answers. And now let's flip back to the mainstream. So what will be your advice to the aspiring entrepreneurs looking to make their mark in a traditional industry like construction materials? And the reason I'm asking this question is people are fancied by the IT world, the softwares, the artificial intelligence and all. But I would like to hear from somebody who is into traditional industry. Maybe people like you or some young entrepreneurs who aspire to become like you, what would be your advice?
See, if I through your podcast, I get this opportunity to share my advice to the audience, I would share the same advice that I got from my father. He still tells me, if you have thought of something, first take the first step. The first important thing you have to do is take that first step. That's where we talk about, we talk about the dreams, we talk about the larger vision. That all is second. The most important thing is taking that first step towards that vision. The most difficult thing, the most toughest decision that you have to make is taking that first step, moving towards the larger vision that you have. If we today are in the construction industry, we come up with a new product, nothing is going to be easy for anybody. But again, everybody is thinking the same thing. What differentiates you is that you are at least one step ahead of the rest. That's how you build that roadmap towards your larger vision. When you talk about taking that first step towards that larger vision, in the journey, the next what you need to do is not give up. Come what may, you have to find a solution. There will be hurdles, there will be obstacles, there will be challenges. Wherever we go, whichever road we take, whichever route we take, we will find these challenges. That's okay. Giving up is not the solution. We need to find a solution towards the vision and not moving away from it. Taking a U-turn is again a route towards the vision.
Right.
If at all it will take a longer time, it is absolutely fine. But giving up is not the solution. Accept the failures, learn from the failures, the reasons why, what went wrong, why did we fail, improve on those areas, and then again go with that kickstart towards the larger vision. That is something that I truly believe in, and I would want everybody to strongly believe in this.
So Kaushal, you have reminded me of a Chinese proverb which goes like this: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Right? I think it is important to the other day I was having a conversation with one of the life coaches, and when I asked her this question, courage, what she said is, courage is not something for which we have to wait for an auspicious occasion or something. It all takes is 5 to 10 seconds. If we are courageous, we can take that. So if somebody can really take that first step courageously, that will make them one step closer to that journey of 1,000 miles, and then the path will be figured out automatically, right? So that's a great reminder, and I thoroughly enjoyed all your insights and wisdom that you have shared. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us in this conversation. And before I let you go, please talk to us about how is your experience being hosted on TGV, the Guiding Voice podcast.
It has been really great. When you actually talk about your own journey, the way that you have reached here, there are multiple things that comes back to your mind. The basics, with which you started, is absolutely now on the surface. So it is not just something that is going to help you or the audience. This conversation has really helped me, reminding my own self of the basics from where I started. What is that all that I did to reach here? And again, basics are always there in any form of business, any form of life, whichever way. It may vary by different forms. Yesterday was a different methodology of doing it. Today, the methodology may be different, but things to be done are the same. So this podcast, this conversation has really helped me getting, back to my basics, back to my early days. I honestly want to thank you and express my gratitude. Thank you so much for getting this conversation to me, having helping me, rather, touching base to my basics.
Thank you, and I really appreciate you mentioning that. It reminded and it made you nostalgic about your own journey as well, and that is the reason why we started this podcast, because there are many heroes in the society, but we are not coming across their stories. So this is one of my attempts to make their stories heard, the stories of entrepreneurs who are really doing some amazing things, but they're not getting noticed. And at the same time, again, you being an entrepreneur, you'll have a lot of visibility, there will be a lot of media attention and all, but I've come across some people, okay, who are from remotest part of the world, and they're doing some amazing stuff. Like Anath Lee Wales is from a remote country in Africa, and when I sparked a conversation with him, it actually inspired me, and I was thinking about how this might have a cascading impact on the future generations as well, right? That is keeping me moving. And thank you once again. I really appreciate you joining me today, and looking forward to hosting you again in future.
Thank you so much, Naveen. Thank you.
All right, so friends, that was our episode with Kaushal Mehta. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, please share with at least three of your friends or colleagues who would also like TGV, the guiding voice to spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now, let's cruise into the trivia segment of today's episode. TGV is known for featuring entrepreneurs from diverse segments, and today we have the guest from construction industry. And I would like to present you three lesser known facts about the construction industry. First and foremost one is the 3D printing for construction. While 3D printing is commonly associated with manufacturing, but it's increasingly being used in construction to build entire structures. Companies are now capable of 3D printing houses in a matter of days, significantly reducing labor costs and waste. And this technology is especially promising for affordable housing solutions and disaster relief efforts. But we have to wait and watch how this is going to shape up. Next is about concrete, the most used material on earth. You know, concrete is the second most consumed substance on the earth after water. And despite its ubiquity, many people don't realize that it's also responsible for around 8% of global carbon dioxide emissions due to the energy intensive process of producing cement, which is the key ingredient in concrete. And third is about smart hard hats. The construction industry is embracing wearable technology like smart hard hats, which can monitor a worker's vital signs, detect fatigue, and even prevent accidents by alerting the wearer to potential hazards. And these innovations are part of a broader push towards improving safety and efficiency on construction sites. Likewise, technology is revolutionizing even the construction industry as well. And folks, I would like to conclude the trivia here, but before I let you go, I would like to hear from you. What are some of the interesting trends that you're seeing in the construction industry? Or if you know of any visionary entrepreneur in that space, do let me know. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So we would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback either through social media, or you can also email us at the guiding voice for you at the rate gmail.com, for as in digit 4 and you as in letter U, and let's create content that resonates with you. I'm host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that simplify and amplify your life success. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care, love you all.